Basically, the appeal of this Mark Smith video game is not only would you get plenty of Mark Smith dialogue, like, this radio station's getting a little weak. Maybe I gotta check the other mix station. So it'd be kind of neat, or like, there could actually, you know how you got Grand Theft Auto video games and you can listen to different stations in the car and everything? The stations never seem to suffer any static or geographical constraints that FM radio has the tendency to be an extreme victim of. Wouldn't it be interesting if in this Mark Smith video game you could get different radio stations that would work better in certain regions and worse in others? I could derive them from like how WLTN-FM works from Lancaster as opposed to from Littleton or Lisbon. And what else? But I could make fictitious stations, like call it Mix 1 that works better toward Littleton, and Mix 2 that works better up in Lancaster and Jefferson. The whole appeal of this game that would be fascinating would be like, the landscape would be remarkably an exact replica of how it looks in real life. The only difference is the structures and the businesses would be different. Business names, the street orientations, and where the entrance is. Like, for instance, where the studio location for the household where WXXS is run out of could be a fictitious general, country store in the video game. Or like, so you recognize the stretch of road. This looks remarkably familiar to West Main Street in Littleton, New Hampshire. But what happened to the Country Squire Motel and the Maple Leaf Motel? There's fictitious property there, residential property. Or where the entrance to Far Hill Road would rest in real life. Instead, you see in the video game a fictitious house, residential house. And then where the police station for Littleton, New Hampshire, where the Littleton, New Hampshire police station would exist in real life, would instead just be a heavily wooded entrance to a side street, which should basically be the video game equivalent of Far Hill Road from real life. Or like where the Irving gas station in Jefferson Village, New Hampshire would exist in real life. In place of the Irving gas station would be a fictitious motel. Or where Santa's Village would be in real life, you got some fictitious video game checkpoint. The whole appeal of the video game would be Mark Smith. If for the first time you'd get radio stations that behave differently, the signals behave differently as you go from different parts of the map, much unlike Grand Theft Auto where the stations are always loud and clear. And the landscape would look remarkably realistic and lifelike, but the structures would be fictitious.